It is now 1:14 in the afternoon, and the Committee on Commerce and Tourism has convened. Next on our order of business is Section 5, which is old business. The first one, there are four items under old business. The first one is HB 22-9 to regulate trusts and fiduciaries. Discussion. Oh, let me remind the committee that HB 22-9 and HB 22-24 was assigned to our legal counsel to review and recommend revisions in order for him to sign off for legal sufficiency. When the bills were referred to our committee, they were both signed by legal counsels for introductory purposes only. I have emailed the legal counsel's revised version. Legal counsel Brendan, please advise the members of your recommended revisions.
Thank you, Chair. So for HB 22-9, I looked at the Uniform Trust Code Act with comments, which was the model for the language. And there were two provisions, Section 203, subject matter jurisdiction, and Section 204, venue, which I thought were not really applicable to the CNMI as drafted. So 203, subject matter jurisdiction, according to the Uniform Trust Code Act with comments, deals with whether, for example, a chancery court or a probate court would have jurisdiction over trust cases. But in the CNMI, we only have one unified trial court, the CNMI Superior Court. So that's not really applicable. So I recommended just leaving 203 as reserved. And similarly, 204 in the model language talks about the Superior Court for X county of this state. So, for example, if it was California, the Superior Court for the County of Los Angeles versus San Francisco or whatever, in terms of venue where a case is brought. And so in the language as it was drafted, it talked about senatorial districts filling in for counties, but it's not really applicable in that context because Rhoda and Tinian, although they have courthouse facilities, don't have administratively separate courts. So the Cotintinian and Central Justicia Rhoda are just sort of physical facilities that are part of one unified CNMI Superior Court. So I recommended also leaving Section 204 as reserved. And then in HB 2224, which is the Safe Mortgaging Licensing Act bill, there were a couple sections from the model state language that were still in brackets and that would require a choice of a couple different options. So the most substantive one is that these mortgage originators have a license requirement that has to be a net worth requirement, a surety bond requirement, or paid into a state fund. So the House can choose one of those three options, or could also leave it up to regulation to subsequently decide which of those options to go with for licensing. But in the current version of the bill, that choice had not yet been made, so it was still in brackets. And there was one additional recommendation.
Sorry, where are you at? Sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's as Representative Babauta said, it's page 15 of HB 2224. And just very quickly, there was one additional recommendation that I just spotted today, and apologies for the delay on that. But I noticed that a commissioner is not defined in HB 224. So I looked at the equivalent laws from a couple other jurisdictions, Guam, North Carolina, Montana, and they specify their respective jurisdictions insurance commissioner, and in the CNMI we have an insurance commissioner within the Department of Commerce. It's currently Mr. Edward De Leon Guerrero is the insurance commissioner. So my understanding from looking at the Guam statute, for example, is that the intention is for that commissioner to refer to the insurance commissioner position within the Department of Commerce. So I just recommended adding language in the definition section of HB 224 defining commissioner as the insurance commissioner. Thank you.
Thank you, Council. Members, if you are satisfied with the Council's recommended revisions on HB 22-9, may I please have a motion to adopt HB 22-9 in the form of House Draft 1 and legal counsel late signature for legal sufficiency? What's- Or discussion? Yes, Rep. Yumo.
Thank you, Chairman. I do understand the House Bill 22-9 to regulate trust and fiduciary duties. If I may, I offer a motion to leave on the table just so that we can go through other stuff. I know the legal counsels, you assigned him to have him go through it and have him sign for legal sufficiency. However, um, my thoughts on this is I need more time to go over this before actually
Okay.
having it approved today. If I may, we can go proceed with House Bill H 22-24. I'm ready for that one.
Okay, so can I hear a motion to, oh, sorry. Okay, so we're gonna table it. A motion has been made to table and has been seconded. Discussion? All in favor to table 22-9, say aye. All opposed, say no or nay. Okay, the ayes have it. Okay, so we're gonna table HB 22-9. For 22-24, there are a couple of options we need to choose from. We need to choose one. That's what our council said earlier. Right? Net worth, surety bond requirement, or paid into state fund. Oh, that's on page 15. Then page 22, by rule or regulation or order. On page 35, an optional add-on, including with regard to the rates, points, or other financing terms or conditions for residential mortgage loan, or engage in bait and switch advertising. Discussion on HB 22-24. Yes, Rep. Selena.
Thank you, Madam Chair. With respect to page 15, I think it's best to leave it up to the professionals to determine whether it should go to the net worth surety bond requirement or paid into a state fund. And I think we should leave it up to the regulations. I believe that is one of the recommendations submitted by the legal counsel.
So if I may, Chair.
Yes, Council.
Thank you, Chair. As Representative Abada was saying, there's language about permitting regulation or rule to subsequently clarify which of those requirements for the licensing of these mortgage loan originators would be in place. So there's further language on that point on page 26. Section 140, the CNMI shall require one or more of the following as set forth by regulation or rule. So if the committee doesn't want to sort of definitively pick one of those options at this point, the committee could just leave that language about the CNMI shall require one or more of the following as set forth by regulation or rule, and that's on page 26. Thank you.
Okay. May I please have the motion to adopt HB 22-24 in the form of House Draft 1 and legal counsel late signature for legal sufficiency? Okay, second. Motion has been made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it and the motion carries. I will now solicit comments. I will now solicit comments for HB 22-9. Oh, no, not this one. Yeah, sorry. HB 22-24, HD1 from the following: the AG, SOF, Department of Commerce, Commonwealth Economic Development Authority, and Saipan Chamber of Commerce. Members, I appreciate your recommendations as well. Moving on to HB 22-55. Discussion.
Chair, with HB 22-55, I believe the Department of Commerce has submit the proposed language to be amended, and I believe at the last meeting we were supposed to substitute this bill with all the recommendations from the Secretary of Commerce. So with that, if the LA and the legal counsel is ready to proceed, we can go ahead and do, I guess, entertain the bill. Otherwise, there is substantial changes to the bill. I'm not sure if the author is in the building, and I recommend that we, one, either have the proposed language be inserted as a substitute. I'm not sure how long it's gonna take. We might not have a member. Uh, it's ready.
So,
So if it's ready, then someone has to maybe Rep Camacho can introduce the
yes,
substitute.
I recognize Rep Kamatsu to introduce HB 22-55. This one? No? Oh. Here. This one, no?
Madam Chair, I offer a motion to substitute House Bill 22-55 to, what was that one? House Substitute 1.
A motion to substitute HB 22-55 was made and seconded. All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, say nay. The ayes have it and the motion carries. Members, are you ready to pass HB 22-55 HS1? Okay. Motion to draft the standing committee report from the passage of HB 22-55 in the form of House Substitute 1 was seconded. And was seconded. I'm sorry. Yes, Rep. You. Short recess. We are back, and there was a standing motion to draft a standing committee report for the passage of HB 22-55 in the form of House Substitute 1 and was seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. All opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it, and the motion carries. Last bill on our agenda, SB 22-24, to establish guidelines for the CNMI's membership in the Pacific Islands Development Bank and for other purposes. Discussion? Yes, Rep. Selena.
Council, have you seen the comments from the Attorney General's office with respect to 22-24? If not, I can give you my copy. It just, there's a concern there from the AG's office that, it says, prohibits members from serving in any other Commonwealth government position, including other elective office or an independent board, agency, authority, or commission established by the Constitution or by Commonwealth law. This is with respect to establishing guidelines for the CNMI's membership in the Pacific PIDB. And so the AG's concerns are that there's an existing statute that prohibits members of the legislature to be members of, or commission members or board members or any other elective office. Sure. And then the Attorney General also raises concern. His concern is that, and I think he hasn't seen the rules or regulations pertaining to PIDB, so he doesn't know if this is consistent with the organization's rules and regulations. Because currently, there's current Commonwealth statute that the governor has the sole authority to appoint members to the PIDB. I'd like to recommend that we table this, Chairwoman. I move to table this SB 22-24 SD1. I would like to have more time to digest the proposed amendments by the Senate.
Okay. SB 22-24 has been, or there's a motion to table it. Table SB 22-24. SD1, and it has been seconded. All in favor, please say aye. All in opposed, please say nay. The ayes have it. Motion carries. All right. Next on the agenda, miscellaneous. None.
I have none, Chairwoman.
Okay. Announcements.
None
None. All
at
right.
this
And
time.
that's it. Adjourn at 1. Motion to adjourn. Do I hear?
Second.
Okay. All right. So we adjourn at 1
46.
1:46. Thank you.